Fresh cheese. This is one of the simplest forms of cheese that exists. It is made by warming milk, adding an acid like lemon juice or vinegar, and allowing the milk to separate into solid curds and liquid whey. The curds are then drained and lightly salted. Because it goes through almost no aging process, fresh cheese has a soft, moist texture and a mild, slightly tangy flavor. Ricotta, cottage cheese, and queso fresco all fall into this category. People use it in everything from pasta fillings to breakfast bowls, and it is one of the most widely consumed cheese types across almost every culture. Mozzarella. This cheese originated in southern Italy and was traditionally made from the milk of water buffaloes. Today, most of the mozzarella sold around the world is made from cow's milk. What makes it different from other cheeses is a technique called pasta filata, which means the curds are stretched and kneaded in hot water until they become smooth and elastic. This process gives mozzarella its signature stringy pull and soft, milky character. It melts beautifully, which is why it became the standard cheese on pizza. Fresh mozzarella is sold in small balls stored in water, while low-moisture versions are shredded and used in baked dishes. Cheddar. This cheese comes from the village of Cheddar in Somerset, England, and it has become one of the most produced and consumed cheeses in the world. After the milk is curdled and the whey is drained, the curds go through a unique process called cheddaring, where they are repeatedly stacked, flipped, and pressed to expel more moisture and develop a denser texture. The cheese is then aged anywhere from a few months to several years. Young cheddar is mild and creamy, while aged cheddar develops a sharp, crumbly quality with a more intense flavor. The orange color seen in many cheddars comes from a natural plant-based dye called annatto and is not related to the taste. Gouda. Gouda is a Dutch cheese that has been produced in the Netherlands for centuries and is named after the city of Gouda, which was once the center of its trade. The production process involves washing the curds with warm water to remove some of the lactose, which results in a cheese that becomes sweeter and less acidic as it ages. Young Gouda is soft, buttery, and mild. As it ages for months or years, it transforms into a firmer, darker cheese with caramel-like notes and small, crunchy crystals inside. Smoked Gouda, which is cured over hickory or beechwood smoke, is one of its most popular variations worldwide. Brie. Brie is a soft cheese that comes from the Brie region east of Paris in France. It is made from cow's milk and gets its distinctive white, powdery outer rind from a mold called Penicillium camemberti, which is intentionally introduced during production. The mold grows on the outside of the cheese and slowly ripens it from the inside out, creating a creamy, almost liquid interior beneath the firm rind. Brie has a rich, buttery flavor with earthy and mushroom-like undertones. It is traditionally served at room temperature, so its interior becomes fully soft. It is considered a centerpiece cheese in French cuisine and is commonly paired with fruit and crusty bread. Camembert. Camembert is closely related to Brie and is often confused with it, but it originates from Normandy in northern France and has a few important differences. It is made in smaller rounds, which means the mold-to-cheese ratio is higher, giving it a stronger, more pungent flavor than Brie. The milk used in traditional camembert is raw, which contributes to its deeper, more complex taste. Like Brie, it has a white, bloomy rind and a soft, flowing interior when fully ripe. A genuine Camembert de Normandie is still hand-ladled during production, a step that preserves the delicate texture of the curds and is considered essential to authentic production. Parmesan. Parmesan, known in Italy as Parmigiano Reggiano, is one of the most regulated and protected cheeses in the world. It can only be legally produced in specific provinces of northern Italy, including Parma and Reggio Emilia. The cheese is made from partially skimmed cow's milk and is aged for a minimum of 12 months, though premium versions are aged for 24 or even 36 months. During aging, it develops an extremely hard, granular texture and a deep, savory, nutty flavor. The long aging process creates natural amino acid crystals throughout the cheese, which give it a slight crunch. It is most commonly grated over pasta, soups, and risotto. Emmental. Emmental is a Swiss cheese that is instantly recognizable because of its large round holes, which are commonly referred to as eyes. These holes are formed by a specific type of bacteria called Propionibacterium freudenreichi, which releases carbon dioxide gas during the ripening process and creates bubbles inside the cheese that become the characteristic holes. Emmental has a smooth, firm texture and a mild, slightly nutty and sweet flavor. It is one of the key cheeses used in traditional Swiss fondue and is widely used in sandwiches and cooked dishes across Europe and North America. The size of the holes can actually indicate the flavor intensity of the cheese. Gruyere. Gruyere is another Swiss cheese produced in the canton of Fribourg and named after the town of Gruyères. Unlike Emmental, it has very few or no holes and has a denser, creamier texture. It is made from raw cow's milk and aged in cold, humid caves for a minimum of 5 months, though some varieties are aged over a year. During aging, the wheels are regularly rubbed with brine, which develops a natural brown rind and contributes to its complex, slightly salty flavor. Gruyere melts exceptionally smoothly, making it the preferred cheese for French onion soup and a key ingredient in the classic croque-monsieur sandwich. Roquefort. Roquefort is a blue cheese from the south of France and is one of the oldest known cheeses in the world, with records of its production going back over 1,000 years. It is made exclusively from raw milk of a specific breed of sheep called Lacoun, which gives it its distinctive blue-green veins is a mold called Penicillium roqueforti, which is introduced into the cheese and develops in pockets of air created by skewering the wheels with long needles during aging. The cheese is then matured in the natural limestone caves of Cambalat, where the unique airflow and temperature accelerate the mold's development. Roquefort has a sharp, salty, and intensely tangy flavor that sets it apart from milder blue cheeses. Gorgonzola. Gorgonzola is an Italian blue cheese that comes from the Lombardy region and is one of the world's oldest blue-veined cheeses. It uses the same family of mold as Roquefort, but is made from cow's milk, which gives it a creamier and slightly milder character. There are 2 main styles: Gorgonzola dolce, which is young, soft, and spreadable with a gentle flavor, and Gorgonzola picante, which is firmer, crumblier, and far more intense after extended aging. It is widely used in pasta sauces, on flatbreads, and baked in dishes like spanakota. The blue veining pattern is different in every wheel, making each one visually unique. Halloumi. Halloumi is a semi-hard cheese that originates from Cyprus and has become popular across the Middle East and increasingly around the world. It is traditionally made from a mixture of goat's milk and sheep's milk, though modern commercial versions often use cow's milk. What makes halloumi truly unique is its remarkably high melting point. Because it is made without the addition of acid and is brined heavily during production, its proteins bind tightly and resist melting under heat. This allows it to be grilled or pan-fried directly until it develops a golden, crispy exterior while remaining firm and chewy inside. It is commonly served as a vegetarian protein in salads, wraps, and grilled platters. Feta. Feta is a brined white cheese that has been produced in Greece for thousands of years and is one of the oldest cheeses still in production today. Under European law, only cheese made in specific regions of Greece from the milk of local sheep or goats can legally be called feta. The curds are salted and placed in molds to drain, then cut into blocks and submerged in a brine solution where they age for at least 2 months. This process gives feta its crumbly texture and its sharp, salty, and tangy flavor. It is a central ingredient in Greek cuisine, most famously used in Greek salad, but also crumbled over roasted vegetables, stuffed into pastries, and baked in dishes like spanakota. Manchego. Manchego is a Spanish cheese produced in the La Mancha region and is made exclusively from the milk of Manchega sheep, a breed native to that area. The milk from these sheep is particularly rich in fat, which gives the cheese its distinctive buttery depth. It is pressed into molds with a traditional basket weave pattern that leaves an imprint on the rind, making it visually recognizable. Manchego is aged for varying lengths of time, from a few weeks for a soft, mild version to over a year for a firm, intensely flavored one. Its flavor profile ranges from grassy and mild when young to sharp and slightly piquant when aged. It is a staple of Spanish tapas culture and is typically served with quince paste and olives. Cottage cheese. Cottage cheese is one of the straightforward cheeses to produce and has been made in home kitchens for centuries. Milk is warmed and an acid or bacterial culture is added to separate the curds from the whey. Unlike most cheeses, the curds are cut into small pieces and rinsed with water to remove acidity, then mixed with a small amount of cream or milk, giving the final product its characteristic loose, lumpy texture and mild, slightly tangy flavor. It is not pressed or aged and is meant to be eaten fresh. Cottage cheese is considered a high-protein, lower-fat food and has long been a popular choice in health-conscious diets across North America and Europe.